Hello, Sex Geek. It's Reid from ReidAboutSex.com, and I am broadcasting to you from Edmonton, in Alberta, Canada. And I don't know if this is using up my data on my cell phone plan or if the Wi-Fi is going to be enough. So I'm going to keep this quick, because this live broadcast might cost me a pretty penny, and that's even with the Canadian conversion. I just landed in Edmonton. I'm lecturing at MacEwan University tomorrow, and I thought I would, while I wait for my ride to pick me up from the college, I thought I would just give you some quick travel tips. And I know a lot of you are nerdier than me about travel things, and I'm a cisgendered white guy and American. So, I mean, some of the things that I might just not forget, I might forget to talk about is just because it wouldn't occur to me to do such and such. Also, for those of you who are super techy, I would love some links for customs security around just, how do you take care of your passwords and protect your information. So what are your travel tips? So please share not just your international travel tips, but your travel tips as educators when you go on speaking and teaching gigs. And for those of you who are experts in tech security, what's the best stuff that we got right now in these days of weird travel situations and whatnot. But the main big things I would recommend, if you're teaching at a conference or university, ask them for a letter of acceptance or a letter of invitation, and I'll put in the link what the Canadian government talks about, what exactly they're looking for, and I'll do that later after the broadcast. But this is really useful, and it's not necessarily required, but it's recommended, and it helps a lot, because the customs agent will sometimes ask for this. So when you book a gig in Canada, maybe in other countries, but in Canada, then ask for a letter of invitation, and they'll send you. It doesn't, and just send them the link to what the government's looking for, and that'll help a ton. The other thing is, before you leave the U.S., if you're traveling from the U.S., this might apply to other places, change your cell phone plan and turn off your data when you take off, so that when you land, your phone doesn't automatically download a ton of text images or whatever your friends just sent you on the flight, and then that eats up all your data, and then you're paying through the butt on that. So turn off your data and your roaming, and then make it your phone only a Wi-Fi situation. That's helped me a lot, and those are $40 mistakes when you screw that one up. And then also change your plan. I'm with AT&T, and they have a decent plan for, it runs by month, but even if I'm here for 3 days, having an international calling plan just makes it way cheaper for me to be calling back and forth. And then when I'm texting and calling people here in Canada and trying to meet up with my friends and other sex educators in Canada, it's not costing me an arm and a leg. Those kinds of things are just useful. And for me, I've been on AT&T for so long that I'm grandfather claused into a really great, really sweet deal. So I don't want to ruin that. So it's just easier for me to just sign up and pay whatever it is for unlimited texts and things like that, and do my life that way. And then when I land, I turn on my Wi-Fi, I jump onto the airport Wi-Fi signal, and then just let all the texts and pictures and gifs that everybody sends me download through Wi-Fi, and that saves me a lot of money. Last but not least, I would highly recommend that you fly in the day before. Never, 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 never do what I did once, which is fly the same day internationally thinking I could make it. I missed a flight and screwed up everything, and they actually had to cancel the workshop. Luckily, I was teaching for several days, But like just on the rare instance, or the situation if you get held up in customs or something like that, and you have to, you're being detained, God forbid, or it's just taking a couple extra hours for you to get out of the airport. Try to fly in the day before. It'll just help. And then if you miss your flight, like I did that one time, you've still got a whole day to get there. So I would just recommend that if you could. Last but not least, I had a big question about my Sex Geek t-shirts and bringing them to the college, because on the little checkbox declaration form they ask for if you're bringing in commercial goods, and I didn't know how to, because if I'm gifting these things or if I have a bunch of stickers and freebies, like are those commercial goods or what are they? When in doubt, I think you shouldn't lie, and I think you just ask the customs agent, because you're not the first ignorant American to ask or not know what to do, and then that way you can at least plead ignorance and have them show you, and just for me and the way that I was raised, I try to be polite to authority figures. You can have your own version of that. But today I learned that even if I'm giving them as gifts, they're still commercial goods. So to declare them, and then they have a basic money limit for what you can bring in. And if you're staying, you can research this, but if you're staying a day, I think it's like $200 or $300. If you're staying a couple of days, it goes up a little bit more. But if you're bringing in like $3,000 worth of gifts, they might be suspicious. Again, I'm not a travel agent nor a customs agent or a lawyer or anything like that. Do your own research and due diligence, but I thought I would just share that with you guys today. I'll check the comments when I get to where I'm staying tonight, and hopefully this broadcast went on Wi-Fi and is not costing me gazillions of dollars. I'll be back in a few days, but I'm going to try to live from each day, and thanks for being a part of all this. So, bye.